Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. So today I want to talk a little bit about how week 2 went on my 75 medium challenge, and also this little pesky side effect that is kind of popping in here and there. I want to talk a little bit about that. Is it from the medication? Honestly, I'm not 100% convinced it is, but if you're new to my channel, I started taking Mounjaro back in March of 2023. I've since moved over to Tirzepatide. I'm with Orderly, nothing but great things to say about them. What a seamless transition from Join Fridays to Orderly. I was able to, move over to them. I mainly did it because I wanted to get more than 1 month of Tirzepatide just to have on hand because I just don't know what the future of the compound is. But I have lost upwards of 93 pounds and I started gaining a couple pounds in December and January. Ultimately why I decided to start the 75 medium challenge. But I weighed in on February 1st at 169 pounds. After week 1, I lost 2.2 pounds, so I was 166.8. So after week 2, I weighed in and I lost 1.1 pounds. And I was, to be honest with you, shocked. I was shocked, not because I did anything, bad that week. It's just, my routine was thrown off a little bit. I was able to do everything that I needed to do from the 75 medium challenge, which was to follow, a nice healthy diet, 45-minute workout, the hydration part of it, which was half your body weight in ounces of water. Mine is just a minimum of 80 ounces. I drink more than that. And then just reading about, 10, I think it was 10 minutes every single night. I'm reading more than that, but that's just for me to cross things off the list. And I had a couple other things on there, from skincare to just, steps in the day, etc. Just more movement, so I'm not as stagnant sitting at my desk while working. But I originally planned that second week knowing that I was going to be traveling. I was going to New Jersey on that Thursday. So last week on Thursday, I was traveling, for President's Day weekend. I was going to visit my parents to help them organize and set up some things in their new house. But because of the weather, I decided to leave a little bit earlier. I left on a Tuesday. And in some ways, I think that might have helped me because I already went food shopping. I had things on hand that I knew, yes, some of it probably would have made it to the next week, but I was like, you know what? I'm going to pack some of this stuff up. I'm going to bring it with me. I'm going to try to stick to my breakfast, lunch, and my mid-morning snack. I'm going to try to stick to my normal, things on those. And then I just, coordinate with my parents what they wanted to eat for dinner each night, just so I could be prepared. Ultimately, there was 3 meals that I wanted to make while I was there. I made them, nice dinner. It's easier for me to say I'm going to make you dinner because therefore I can control the ingredients. It's a control thing. I'm okay with it. And then, I allowed myself just I got a really amazing salad and a slice of pizza from my favorite Italian place. And, because it was my birthday week, I did allow myself to get myself a nice little ice cream cupcake from my favorite ice cream place called Jersey Freeze in Freehold, New Jersey. Absolutely love that place. Pretty much grew up there. To me, that's home. Like, there are certain things when I go to New Jersey, that's home to me. Like, certain foods, certain restaurants, it's just, those are the staples. But I knew I needed to just pick a couple things. Don't go overboard. You don't have to do it all. I'm going to be up there again in April. Like, it's not like I have to go gung-ho for this is my one time going there and it's like a vacation. It's not. But I think because I was able to bring some things with me, I was able to stay on track. There was a great gym there. I didn't really have a lot of equipment in this active community. I have a lot of opinions on the gym. It could have been a little bit better. It wasn't a great setup, but like I said, all the time, give me a good treadmill and a pair of dumbbells and I will make it work for short-term workouts. So I was able to do my 45-minute workout. I was on my feet a lot more with just, organizing some things in their home and setting some things up and running a couple errands. So I was able to really stick to the plan that I wanted to. And I think that's why I ultimately was able to lose a pound that week. But I still was surprised because I did have, some of the meals at dinner were a little bit bigger than normal. I didn't bring my Lumen device. I completely forgot it. As soon as I got to New Jersey, I was like, oh my God, I make lists to make sure I pack everything. And I had Lumen on it, but for some reason I thought I put it in its travel case and brought it, but I didn't. I remembered my medicine though, so that was a plus. But overall, I really wish I would have recorded more when I was in New Jersey because for me, I felt like I did such a great job to plan for that trip, even though the last minute. I had to leave on a Tuesday as opposed to a Thursday. But being able to lose, a little over a pound, I'm 100% going to take it. And I think that's, to me, my goal each week is to try to lose at least a pound during this challenge, because I have found a little bit of that area where I know sort of how many calories I should be taking in, and just the balance of carbs, fats, and proteins based off of my lumen readings. And I really don't want to dip too low into a calorie deficit because I am lifting heavy. I am really, yes, that number on the scale is meaning more to me now than I thought it would in this time, because I thought I was going to be transitioning a little bit more into maintenance mode. But I don't want to go too low into a calorie deficit to see the number on the scale drop, because I am lifting heavy. And I think that is extremely important to make sure I'm fueling my body properly after some of these workout sessions, but not, binging after them thinking, oh, I went and I lifted heavy, so I'm going to go eat like with my dinner 100 grams of carbs. Like, no, that's pretty much how many I get, like 70 to 80 grams of carbs most days anyway. So I'm not going to just go have 100 grams of carbs with dinner. But I think that's where my mind is still on trying to lose 1.5 pounds a week max, and trying to also take note of body fat percentage and lean muscle mass. Like, comment below, what scale what smart scale are you using? So I loved my scale. I think it was from like E-Tech City. I bought it like 15 years ago. It has been the best scale. Like, I mean, yes, we can have the debate on the accuracy on some of these smart scales outside of the weight. And I'm perfectly fine saying, yes, hydration plays a major role. And they aren't as accurate as, say, DEXA scans and stuff. And I'm not asking for a scale at home to be like DEXA scans, but I want to be able to have those numbers to just track trends, which is I've been able to do up until this point. But I've noticed over the past couple of weeks, it's just not syncing to the app as well. I've reset it. I've done a couple things. I've changed batteries. It just might be end of life. I've had it for 15 years. Like, it just might be like time for me to say, you brought me so much joy, like Marie Kondo, you brought me joy, but I think it might be time for me to say goodbye. Because right now I'm really only getting mainly my weight, and it's just, I'm manually putting it in right now until I figure out just a smart scale to get. I had a company reach out to me, I think Runstar. I'm researching their products. They have some smart scales as well. Really great reviews. Let me know if you have one of their scales, because I would love to work with them, but I don't work with companies unless I really truly believe and like the product. Just because this isn't a full, like, content creation for me isn't a full-time job. I'm in marketing. I'm a computer programmer. Like, I have a great job that's my focus. And this is me just, I just love to talk about, the success I've had on this medication and tips, and just, just bring you along in my life. Just also, you guys are keeping me accountable. That's really, let's be honest here. I feel like you're keeping me accountable. I could tell you how I'm doing this week, because I'm like, I gotta do good, because I don't want to get on this video and be like, I didn't do anything, gain 10 pounds. That's me. That's my mindset. But anyway, back to the point of this video. 75 medium, did everything I needed to do, lost 1.1 pounds. But let's talk a little bit about this weird little side effect. So I moved up to 10 milligrams. This isn't my first time on 10 milligrams for Tirzepatide. I've been upwards of 12.5 for a short period of time, but I've been off and on 7.5, 10 over the past year. But I moved back up to 10 a little over, 3 weeks ago, I believe it was. I've had zero issues, as in no issues with fatigue or nausea or any, GI issues. It has been smooth sailing now. I still don't have much when it comes to appetite suppression. Like, that doesn't, for some reason, that part of the GLP for me has never been there, which is fascinating. But I guess you could say the GIP of Tirzepatide, the dual agonist. I'm not going to go into any scientific things because I'm not a medical doctor. I'm not in any medical professional. I'm not. But anyway, I think the food noise portion of the GIP, I think that's what has really been beneficial to me in terms of this medication. And I've noticed just a little bit of a reduction, enough that it has allowed me to just keep focusing what I need to do. And then also, like, for example, when I was in New Jersey and I had an ice cream cupcake for my birthday, I didn't start thinking, what can I have after this? I didn't spiral after it, which sometimes can happen in the past, and I'm still working on that, where then I just constantly think I want, now another treat after it. What am I going to have tomorrow? But I've noticed a little bit in the food noise reduction, but the one interesting side effect, and I don't know if it's from the medication or not, is facial redness. I had it in New Jersey a couple times. It was mainly in the afternoon, and it would only last for like an hour, hour and a half. And like I would just I could feel like the redness on my face and flushed. And now I'm not changing anything in terms of I wasn't eating anything that I wouldn't normally eat. I felt like my hydration was on point, but I am a Google doctor. I do have a doctor in Google where I can go on there and I can ask it like facial redness, what's wrong with me? And it'll give me a series of things and I can diagnose myself. I'm kidding here, but it did say something about like some dehydration and a couple other different things. And I was like, okay, you know what? Let me just make sure. I felt like I was staying hydrated. I was getting my 80 ounces and more, but let me just keep an eye on that. And so then the next day I was making sure that I was doing everything I needed to do. I still had facial redness around the same time. I think it was like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I was like, this is weird. And then the next day, nothing. And the day after that, nothing. And then I was like, oh, maybe it was just something in New Jersey, maybe the new house. I don't know, the weather. But then I came back to Maryland and it happened again yesterday. I had that facial redness. And I was like, I don't know. So I shot my doctor a message. But yeah, comment below if you've had any episodes where you felt like you were flushed or facial redness from, I don't know, maybe it's the medication, maybe it's not. I thought maybe everything, whenever I have like a side effect that's not typical of a GLP-1, I think it's my thyroid, but because I just have all that extensive blood work done with Function Health, it's not my thyroid. I know it's not. So like that excuse is out the window. But anyway, that's going to be coming up. I don't know if it's my next video, it might be the video after that. I'm going to give a full deep dive into my health, my biomarkers, because I finally got all the clinical summaries. I've read through it. I've also shot them off to my doctor. I haven't heard from him yet. I have a plan of attack is what I'm calling it. I know what my biological age is. Can't wait to share that. But it gives me a nice idea of like foods to limit, foods to really focus on, supplementation. I'll talk through all of that as well in the video, and I'll go through each. There was over 100 biomarkers. I've just been so excited to do this blood work because I've had, a couple little health, I call it crises over, the past like 20 plus years from, Graves' disease, which, hyperthyroidism, then it was shocked to be hypo. I've had cynic cell carcinoma, so it was a salivary gland cancer. I've had, high blood pressure, some cholesterol issues here and there. I've had some interesting, with the migraines and all these different things that have come my way. I've had nothing to do with health in general, but I do know that sometimes I do get headaches here and there because I've had many concussions growing up from playing sports. So I've had, a little bit of CTBI issues in college, but I'm just a walking mess. No, I'm just kidding. But I can't wait to share all of that with you. And if you want to check them out, I'll put a link below. I knew they were a little bit on the pricier end. I knew I wanted to do this. I knew I had to do it. I saved up some money in my FSA. I've asked my own doctor to put some more, put some more lab work in there. And he's always been very reluctant to do it. I don't know why. I don't really ask why. It could be insurance. There's rules that they go by probably. But I was just, pleasantly surprised at the process to get all that done. And I'm learning so much as I read it. And I have another round of it 6 months after the other. So like I have stuff I want to do from now till then. But yeah, I want to wrap up this video here. I just wanted to hop on here quickly and just talk through how week 2 went. Just the importance of if you're traveling not for a big vacation, you're not going on a cruise or, overseas or anywhere. You're just going maybe to visit family. Sometimes I think it's just important to prepare yourself. Like, yes, I know that might sound selfish, but, it's okay for you to travel with the things that you want to eat and just know that you got certain things covered. And then there's other days where you don't. I know for me, I also stopped at Wawa a couple times because I needed some coffee, but I would get, a Chomp's beef stick and, maybe some some cashews or some almonds. I would just get a handful of nuts or something after I was done working out, just like a nice little healthy snack if I was feeling like I needed it. I definitely made really good decisions there, but I also planned very well for that trip. But yeah, I couldn't be happier now. Rounding out 2 weeks, down 3.2 pounds. I'm excited to see what this week brings, but not making any changes at all to my current eating or my workout plan. I'm just going to keep riding it out, especially through February, see how we go. But I'm going to wrap up this video here. Hope you enjoyed my recap today. And don't forget also to comment below about, your side effects if you've experienced any facial redness. I'm just really, I want to know if anybody else has had that happen to them or if they know why it's been happening. I'm still researching it, but I will see you all in my next video. Bye.